Yeah, we're doing regular podcast,
Yeah,
I think.
so today's a weird day, obviously, as we're live at 11. We're doing a regular podcast, and that's it, because we've both got pretty busy days
Yeah.
ahead of us.
And we're both tired, so get ready for the Sleepy Time podcast.
Yeah, we're both tired. I did not fall asleep until 6:30.
Oh, this morning. I might be in the same boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's just me and Pauline at the house, and so that I slept upstairs with the dogs so that they wouldn't be lonely. We tried all of us in our bed, and Chewy just refused to let me and Pauline have any room.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So I went upstairs and I slept, and by slept I mean I sat in a recliner and closed my eyes, and I might have slept.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like I did. And then at 6 o'clock I said, I've pampered these two assholes enough, and I went back downstairs and slept on the bed.
That sounds about right.
Not how my week's going.
Sounds like what I would have done. Yes. While
While
on
we're
the
on that topic.
on the subject of you talking about you, tell us about your week.
Sure. I have one question, though.
Oh, sure,
Do we
yeah.
have a lot of news?
No?
Okay, then I think I want to re-bring up a discussion once we get there.
Oh, okay.
My
Like
week,
a news related.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I'll get into that now because
Okay.
I don't think I did a lot of that. Not the conversation, but why I want to get into the conversation.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
me and Pauline are using her parents' Netflix. As we all know, Netflix said you can't use your Netflix unless it's in your property line.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, what they said was, fuck you, go fuck yourself, we hate your money. And then like a week later, they were like, no, it's all jokes. But that part, when they said it was
Right.
all jokes, was a lie.
Right. So for a while now, we go to Netflix and they're like, are you traveling? We don't think you are. But tell us you're traveling. And if you do, we're going to shut off the Netflix at the other place, you fuck.
Right.
So we haven't been doing that. But Pauline apparently was adventurous one day and decided to check Netflix again. And whether she said, yeah, we're traveling, whatever or not, we have Netflix again.
Okay.
I even approached her parents, like, does Netflix work for you guys? Her parents, by the way, still get DVDs sent to their house via Netflix.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Why is Netflix doing that?
Just for them.
Just for
I
them.
think. I really think just for them. Which I find so... I look at it. I remember one... Oh. I was feeling saucy, but they didn't ask if I was traveling.
Bit
That's
of
so
context,
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah,
I need
we
to-
can
I
back
need
up.
to
We can
hold- I
talk
need
about
to
that.
stop on this for a second.
Sure.
What DVDs of what? Of new
Yeah.
DVDs of Wednesday or
Yeah.
like
Well,
like,
no. I don't think you can do. They have a list of things that you can get DVDs of, but I'm pretty sure like if they wanted to get the new, assuming it's on Netflix, if they want to get the new Top Gun, they'll send them. I think it's a Blu-ray, not a DVD, but a Blu-ray.
Okay. That's what, because I was like, there's no reason for
No,
there
no,
to
no,
even be a DVD of Top Gun Maverick.
I'm pretty sure it's Blu-ray.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry for my how do you put it? I'm an old guy.
That's
I said
fine.
DVD
No,
and I meant
that's-
Blu-ray.
That's totally fine. I don't have a problem with how old you are. If they were getting DVDs from Netflix,
I'm going to ask them though.
No, please.
Can you get a
please
DVD
do,
from Netflix?
'cause
Not a
they-
Blu-ray, a DVD.
Right. Like, I'm just sitting here like, there's no reason for like Oppenheimer and Fast X and Mario. They're
Can
not
you-
going to come out on DVD.
Can you get a digital video disc of Oppenheimer? I need to know. Barbie. I want it in Barbie because see the people. Maybe it's just because Oppenheimer's about the 40s, but I feel like between Barbie and Oppenheimer, there would be a DVD of Oppenheimer and not Barbie.
Well, because up until like very recently, I feel like they were still doing that like DVD, Blu-ray, digital code bundle. Because I think that
if you go to Best Buy, I think you can still get those.
see something.
Yeah.
It should be right here. Yeah. the most recent DVD I bought. This is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And it's a Blu-ray digital and 4K Ultra HD. So not a DVD. I think they're done making DVDs.
Okay.
What is a 4K Ultra HD? Can I not play that in my Blu-ray player? It's 2 discs. Weird. Oh well.
Betamax strikes back with 4K Ultra HD.
Yeah, Betamax is the one that... Who knew?
They got the last laugh in the physical release.
That sounds like a joke in a movie like Zombieland. Like, all media is gone except Betamax. And it's just like, there's only like 15 movies left. It's Resident Evil 3 and Joe versus the Volcano and Star Wars 2 and Spider-Man 1, and that's it. And those are the only movies because Betamax was out for like 4 hours before it failed.
Oh, just to get back on track.
Yes, sorry.
No, it's all right. So yeah, we'll have a whole podcast about how they still get Blu-rays. I think though, I might be wrong. I'm gonna ask them again. I'm seeing them tomorrow. We're seeing them tomorrow. I'm gonna ask them because I think Netflix finally sent out a letter being like, "This is the last day you can do this." Just so you know.
I didn't know. I wouldn't even know how to ask Netflix
no, I know.
to send me a Blu-ray.
I don't. The one of the first times I went over their house, I saw it there and I was like, "Oh, you guys just took that one, huh?" They were like, "We're done doing this," and you said, "I'm done sending them back," and she's like, "No, that's." They just got that one. I was
cool,
like,
man.
No, you didn't.
I mean, good for them for getting the most out of the service. Wait, the website for the DVD player is literally DVD.com.
Amazing.
How did Netflix lock down DVD.com?
'Cause
they had to have bought that from someone.
Probably.
There's no way that like.
How did Blockbuster decide we're not buying Netflix?
Oh, I know. There is a whole documentary about that.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm on Netflix for the first time in like 2 months.
In your own home.
Yes. And there's a documentary about the.
What was wrong with the first one you said?
I'm tired. I thought it came out weird.
No, it sounded good to me.
The Depth vs. Herd. There's a documentary now.
Oh.
Three-part thing.
Yeah, I heard about this.
But I feel more educated on the subject now. I know you are a scholar on it, so I definitely want to talk about it later.
Well, I watched it as it was happening.
I know.
But I didn't watch like every second of it.
More than most, I would say. So I would like to have a more educated conversation about the situation.
Sure.
A little later. But besides that, Lions in Lavender, the band that I am in, has a show tonight in Somerville at the Jungle, Somerville, Mass. So if anybody's in the area who watches us and didn't know that information, come on down. Just come say hi, hang out, and I'll talk about video games with you or whatever you want to talk about Thunder and Lightning gaming related, as long as I'm not performing on stage.
I will also be there.
You'll also be. That's right. You can get the twofer down at Somerville this evening. So when I'm on stage, you can talk to him about video games or whatnot.
And when I'm on stage,
what?
You can fuck off.
Oh, exactly.
Because pranked you. I'm not gonna really be on stage.
And how was your week?
Oh, good. It was great, man. Real quick, if I could talk about video games real quick, because I've been.
That's not this podcast.
No. I'm not gonna actually.
All right.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you think I was pulling the plug?
I thought.
Do you think we were done?
I thought you were like gonna joke. Go to the ending screen. Can they still hear us? ? Yes,
yeah.
they can. Okay.
You
got to
stop You got to stop questioning yourself. You did a good job when you reset this up.
Okay, thank you. Well, I did it in a panic, as stream was starting one day. I beat Last Hero of Nostalgaia. It was one of the greatest games I've ever played. I really liked it. I'm not going to talk about it like basically at all, even on the video game podcast because that we are currently on. Because I might actually play it on the channel, but we'll see.
Okay.
And then I've been playing Return to Monkey Island, which is the 6th Monkey Island game. I've been playing that with my mom. And it started out a little, I was like, I don't know, but it quickly, it's good. It's
Cool.
very good. It's got a weird art style, and people didn't like it. And to that I say, get over it. It's fine.
All right. Was
I am done talking about video games.
All
Yes,
right.
like I said,
Okay.
it was very brief. It's just what I've been doing lately. I wanted to ask you a question. Where do you get your news? Like, what's the website that you're like, oh man, I'm bored, time to browse news. I'm gonna skim.
I go I usually don't search it out. It's whatever pops up on my various
Right.
social media news feeds. But more often than not, it's comicbook.com, I think,
Okay.
is what pops up the most.
Probably a more palatable website than Twitter.com, which is usually where I get all my news. And this thing, so this probably doesn't happen on comicbook.com.
Well,
but this,
it's comicbook.com's Facebook page or Instagram page
sure, yeah.
or what have you.
I see. So this thing has been happening recently, and I want to know if you. I think I'm getting old because I keep seeing news stories about people I've never heard of.
Interesting.
And I'm not talking about like, oh, it's a, like, what I'm not talking about is like a singer that I don't know because I don't listen to the radio. That's different. That makes complete sense why I don't know who they are. But like, I saw a news story. One of the people I follow, or maybe one of the people that someone else I follow follows, because Twitter is a terrible website now ever since Elon Musk took it over. It literally sucks now. But there was a story about how ESTG was on Bootleg Kev's podcast, and he walked out. He like stormed out of the podcast because, and I watched the clip. Apparently, the interview like wasn't going the way he thought it was. It seemed very Billy Bob Thornton of him. But to Billy Bob Thornton's, to give Billy Bob Thornton a little credit, he at least like stayed in the interview.
Yeah.
But this dude, like, it seems like Bootleg Kev just asked him like a question or two that was a little bit off subject of the album that he was promoting, so he just left. But he was like, I don't know, interviewee etiquette is like a thing, and it seems like ESTG really didn't want to be interviewed. And I read this whole story, I watched this video, and I got to the end of it, and I was just like, who's Bootleg Kev? Who's ESTG? Who are these people? What the fuck's happening? What's going on? And then the next day, I saw this story. There's a Twitch user called I Show Speed. Have you heard about this? He accidentally flashed his dick on
How do you
live stream.
accidentally?
I don't know. I didn't watch the clip because I'm good. But the news broke about how he accidentally flashed his dick on stream.
There's been plenty of times I've dropped trow mid-stream, and I have not. You can vouch for this. I have not accidentally showed my dick once.
Yeah, thank you for using that term correctly, because some people don't know what it means. But you used it correctly.
Which one?
Drop trow. People seem to think that means take a shit, but that's not what it means. It means to take your pants off.
I know.
No, I know you know. I was complimenting you on it.
Thank you.
But yeah, he accidentally flashed his dick to his Twitch stream, and it made the news. And then there was like a TikToker who made a TikTok. I don't remember his name. You're lucky I remember the other three people's involved name. But he made a TikTok. I guess he's friends with this other dude, and evil douchebags on the internet were like sending him a clip of this dude flashing his dick, and he made a TikTok basically being like, I've known him my whole life, I've seen it 1,000 times. Meanwhile, I Show Speed like just turned 18, so the fact that other dude has seen it a bunch of times is like the implications are a little off. And then I was just like, who's I Show Speed? Who's this guy? What's TikTok?
Well, that
like,
one,
what's happening?
That one is one of us flashes our junk right now. We're gonna make some sort of news. I feel like.
Right.
I feel like it's that easy.
Right.
this person probably has more clout than we do, so
I guess,
it got
but the
way
first-
bigger than if you and I did it.
I guess, but the first time I heard about this fool was when he showed his
That's
cock
probably
on
the only time you're gonna hear about him.
I know, and I'm just sitting here like, and then like I you see people respond to the story, and it's like, oh, people know who this random dude is.
Did you know the guy who walked out?
No, I didn't know any of these people involved in either of these stories.
I've got a theory. For one, we're in a digital age where anybody can do whatever they want online.
As made evident by us two
Yes,
making this this stream.
exactly. I mean, fucking Mason just made a quick, here's how you should do Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 3 on our TikTok, and it's got like 20,000 views, somewhere in that realm. That was like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We're actually coming up on, this is a shout out to Drizzle, who runs our TikTok. iShowSpeed is pretty famous, I think, mostly because of controversies.
Because of controversies. Okay, sure.
We're 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 narrowing in on 100,000 likes on,
Oh, hell yeah.
on TikTok. So.
Is likes the important one on that app?
Don't know.
Okay.
But I thought it was neat. They literally, it shows you how many people you follow, how many people follow you, in likes. So
Okay.
it's
cool.
one of the 3 things people can see when they go to our page.
Cool.
Channel, I don't know.
Lang, well, thank you for using a 3-dot ellipses. That's not sarcasm. That's just a lot of people use 2 or 4 to piss me off.
But
thank you for using the right one.
I think we're in a digital age. Anybody can do whatever they want. On top of that, there's all the actors and people you would care about are all doing one thing, and that's protesting in downtown
Right.
Hollywood. So I think
So you think it's a combination of it just so happens that a bunch of news stories about people I've never heard of are breaking, and also there's no other news because everyone else is busy protesting?
more or less. And I'm so tired.
Me too. You're good. You're good.
To speak,
We're gonna get through it.
I was gonna add something else, and now I don't know. What I'm gonna say is, I promise we're gonna have a cinematic relief by the time we do this podcast next.
Okay, sure.
I think that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool.
Scene.
Okay, that's a series wrap on Chris. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this story about how Bryan Cranston was wanted for murder as a kid?
What?
Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so I saw.
Wait. Are we doing news now, or are we
No,
talking
I
about your
don't-
week?
No, I'm talking about my week.
Okay.
It was it was uninteresting. So here's this Bryan Cranston story. This is what happens when I do nothing. I talk about video games on the normal podcast, and then I talk about how Bryan Cranston may or may not have murdered someone. So I saw this. So the video was actually really cool because the TikToker who uploaded this took bits and pieces of this story that he told from multiple interviews and sliced it together into
that's
one
cool.
story, which was neat. But basically, Bryan Cranston told the story about how one summer him and his brother or friend were doing a summer job at this diner, and the cook at this diner was a huge asshole, and the entire wait staff hated him, and they would always talk about killing him. I guess
God.
they would always joke about murdering him. And apparently one of the people wasn't joking.
Jesus.
So he finishes his summer job. He takes off on his motorcycle, and then the cops show up, and they're like, hey, this dude was murdered. Has anyone here talked about doing him harm or killing him or whatever? And the waitstaff was basically like, yeah, all of us. So they put an APB out for young Bryan Cranston's motorcycle.
Jesus.
And the way he finished the story was by implying that he did it, but I'm sure he didn't.
Well, he is Walter White. So it's got to come from somewhere.
You gotta draw inspiration in acting from real life experiences.
Yeah.
Does he murder people on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, good for that.
That Breaking Bad's one of the best shows.
No, I believe you.
That's top quality TV.
You
want to talk about Depp versus Heard?
We could talk about Depp versus Heard, sure.
Okay. So I watched this documentary.
You said it was 3 parts?
It's 3 parts.
So it's 3 whole hours?
Yes.
Is that how? Okay, cool.
Which there was filmed, at least, in the courtroom over 200 hours.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
It was long.
Yeah.
So sorry, they let the documenteers into the courtroom?
No.
Okay.
So the way this was done was...
Yeah, I assume episode 1 was all, like, before the court case, actually. It was all, like, what could have happened,
It was like the beginning. It was like the beginning of the court case.
Oh, okay.
And what they did was they spliced, because he did, talked about stuff way later than she talked about stuff. And they were like, we're going to do it side by side, as if he gets off and she gets on, and they talk about the same thing.
Other way. He talked first, and then she came right at the end.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought that's what I said. But, yeah, if I switch that around, he went first, she went second.
Yeah.
But
he went up, 10 or 11 times, and she went up, twice, I think.
Well, yeah, because she was not good at it. But here's
yeah, for weeks you could see her legal team just she's got to take the stand eventually. Oh, this is gonna suck.
Well, here's where I'm coming out the other end of this.
Hating that woman because she sucks.
Well, yeah, but everybody, even at the end of this documentary, they were like, oh, this is a huge blow for women because and I was like, it's not about that. And then,
oh, yeah, that's not.
And then they were like, this is, just because you're not perfect means now less victims are going to come forward, because if you're not the perfect victim, and I was like, it's not about that.
Yeah, I guess that's weird. I guess you want your documentary to have an ending thing, but I don't know if
I'm not even blaming they were just trying to get the whole scope of the documentary. Wasn't saying this. They were showing where people were coming out the other end of this. They were just trying to show you the whole landscape of what people were thinking. I'm not blaming the documentary.
I see. I thought you were saying the documentary was and in conclusion.
No. They're just showing everybody's perspective of this. But it really, having a bit more educated of understanding of what's going on here, as opposed to a couple of months ago. It really feels like these were 2 abusers, one way more substantial than the other. It really came down to who got victimized more and who's going to do a better job in court explaining how they got victimized, along with who can prove better that they got victimized more.
Right. Well, that was the other thing, because that's definitely the conclusion the jury came to. You can tell that in the ruling.
Yeah.
Because they both wanted a crazy amount of money,
yeah.
and they both got barely any of it. But I agree. You can definitely tell that no one's innocent. But as far as telling a court what happened, seems like Amber Heard lied under oath quite a bit.
Oh yeah, well they both were manipulative in different ways. Oh, hey, thank you so much.
Well, come on in. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
We're talking about Heard versus Depp because Chris watched the new Netflix documentary about it and wanted to give his 2 cents.
Chandler guy from Mr. Beast. I don't know if that's.
I'm sure it's not really Chandler.
Yeah. But hey, thanks for hanging out. They were both manipulative in different ways. Amber Heard lied.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely was she got asked a lot of questions that she kind of danced around. It was pretty much like, so what happened? He hit you? And she was just like, it didn't even look like him anymore. And it's like, what?
No, it definitely...
Did he hit you, and when and how?
Right. It definitely seems like Depp was just answering the questions honestly, and it seemed like Amber Heard had pre-planned answers that she was memorized to dance around subjects.
Well, and it felt like Johnny was being a bit manipulative in playing it a bit cooler than I think he actually felt. I think he realized she was going to be a train wreck, and he was like, I'm just going to lean into that. Because based off of what I've seen of the things she filmed of him, which she probably shouldn't, he definitely wasn't great in a lot of situations. It seems like he flies off the handle a lot. Watching that documentary, it really doesn't seem like he got physical. And if he did, she did nothing to... As much pictures as she took of him sleeping, there were not enough pictures of him...
Yeah.
Or what he did to her. There was one picture, I swear to God, when she said he threw something at her, and she had pictures of her, like, leaving the hospital or something.
Yeah.
It really just looked like she did that a few times, and her cheeks got a little flush. Meanwhile, then you got pictures of him on a stretcher with part of his finger missing because she threw a bottle at him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you whether or not he did things in the things that you said, you don't have enough to back up that he did it.
Yeah, that's why I was so surprised that it went on for so long, because me, a nobody, was watching this, and I was like, this seems like a pretty open and closed case. Like, he's got a lot of, like, she's lacking evidence, clearly, and I forget exactly where I was going with this, but I was just like, there's a lot of, like it's clear that he's telling the truth in these places, it's clear that she's lying in these places. I don't know, it was just very, like, as an observer watching this whole thing unfold, it was just, like, so clear to me, not what the ruling was going to be, but, like, what I was just so surprised it took so long. I'm glad that you know, it's a high profile case. I'm glad that they took as long as they felt. And I really like, I don't know if this was in the documentary, probably not, but I really like what the judge said at the end. She was, before she gave the verdict, she basically, for like 5 full minutes, was like, I know this is being televised and this is high profile, but, like, whatever I say, no cheering, no, like, this isn't a concert. Cool. It's a court. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
respectable.
I didn't expect people to listen, but they did. She read the thing, and it was complete silence, and then the thing ended.
Cool. Outside, it wasn't. They showed video of people outside the courtroom. I'm surprised you couldn't hear them inside.
I know, right?
They were going crazy.
Yeah, maybe if you were there, maybe on the, like, news cameras, it was hard to hear. But
yeah.
Maybe they just have really good soundproofing in courtrooms or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But they did, so that's where my head's at. I think we walked away with this as far as how the Me Too movement is going forward and how things like this should be handled. I think we walked away. This has nothing to do with the verdict itself, but I think it's a positive. I think we're seeing that immediately with the actor who plays Kang. I think people, instead of coming to conclusions immediately and axing people, are just kind of waiting and seeing what happens.
I think that cancel culture really, like, was really popular for a few years there and almost became, like, somewhat of a meme. And I think that it's obviously still a thing. And like I said a few years ago, I'll say this again. I think that when everything is said and done, I think cancel culture is going to be a net positive for humanity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it does feel like, as far as, like, the meme, it's popular to cancel people for no reason garbage goes, I feel like that has subsided a bit in response to the Depp Heard trial.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like everyone fucking watched that shit, right? And I feel like a lot of people who were, like, sitting on Twitter waiting to cancel someone are just like, maybe not.
And I think there's a group of people out there who feel that having Amber Heard take such a hit is a problem, but I also think some of those people are a bit sexist the other way. I think just because I think for some people, it's because the female lost. That means the victim lost.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case.
I feel like, keyword on case. I mean, I feel like if you say something like that, you miss the entire point of like this is why the court case is happening, so we can figure out who's at fault.
Right.
And it's not just like women lost equals bad for all women.
And I think that's what some people were trying to give off the impression of.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's definitely the side of the fence she died on.
oh
or
yeah,
whatever the expression is.
yeah. No, there's some people who wanted her to win because there's no way a man could be a victim in a situation like that.
Didn't you hear, Chris? They reduced her role in Aquaman 2. That's all she said the whole, like, every time Aquaman 2 came up, she would always say, this is why I was like, you practice these in a fucking mirror. Because every time Aquaman 2 came up, she was like, yes, I'm in Aquaman 2 in a very reduced role. And I was like, like the fifth time she did, I was just, it felt like I was watching The Room. I had a thing I was supposed to say after she said that. I was like, there it is again.
There was another thing that got brought up. There's two more things I wanted to bring up about this.
Oh, sure. Go for it.
There was a part where she used the term that she pledged the money that she made in a film, like $7 million, to go to a charity.
Right. I remember this, but she didn't.
Well, yeah. First of all, yes, exactly.
But he did, right? Weren't they supposed to, like, match donations, and he did it?
That
but
didn't
she
get
didn't?
brought up.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't
wrong
know
about that then. Never mind.
But so there was a very obvious point where she was like, I pledged the money, and Johnny Depp's lawyer was like, but you didn't give anything, right? And she was like, well, pledge and donation are used what's that
Unanimously.
word? Unanimously. And I feel like everybody missed the issue, whether or not, pledge means donate, or she didn't give anything.
Right.
That at the end of the day, that's the important part.
Yeah, that was the one. I remember this specifically now that you bring it up. That was the one point that I really feel like Depp's lawyer could have pried a little more into because
apparently she's given a couple $100,000 here and there.
Sure,
but it's not what she promised.
Right. She just, I don't know. This has nothing to do with the verdict or what I think about these two people as people, but like Johnny, you can really tell that Johnny just like answered questions and was like, all right, time to go. I've answered all my questions. And she was just like, her responses made her sound like a little kid trying to hide something. Like that whole thing is just did you give the money? It's like, I don't know. It's like, no, look at me. Did you give the money? It's like, I pledged it. And it's like, but you still have, like, you didn't give it to anyone. She's like, I said pledged it. I don't know. And it's like, you aren't saying anything.
No, I agree. Watching that, it definitely made me think like there were people were on Johnny Depp's side before it made sense, and I'm trying to keep that in mind. But she didn't do herself any justice.
Right.
And there was one part.
No, and that's sorry to interrupt.
No, that's
again.
okay.
I think that's the point that a lot of people spectating this court case missed. It's a court case. It's not a movie. You can't, like, almost legally can't take a side until after it's over. That's the reason we're here.
Right.
Is to figure out who's right and who's wrong. And
her side really dug into his drug abuse.
Right.
Which
after watching that whole thing has like little to do with it.
Right.
With what we are actually going to court for.
That's actually a more direct way of saying what I was going to say. Even down to she took like 1 million pictures of him on drugs or whatever. And she was like, I was concerned about him, and I'm just sitting there like, no, you're not. You're taking pictures of him. If you were concerned about him, you'd call somebody or bring him somewhere.
I think that might have even been brought up once or twice and then dismissed as like hearsay or whatever. But yeah, there was a question of like, yeah, if you were so concerned about him, like, because she was like, I took the pictures to show him later or whatever. It's like, sure, but did you call an ambulance or whatever?
Right.
Did you do the next thing that normal people would do?
But there was one part I was like, maybe the documentary took this out of context, but I was just like, why'd you do that? Her team was like, the guy who plays Vision,
Paul Bettany.
They were like, you're good friends with Paul Bettany. You've done different substances with Paul Bettany on different. And Johnny Depp was just like, I'm good friends with him. Yeah. And they were like, you've done cocaine with him? And he was like, yeah. and I was just sitting there like, if I was Paul Bettany, I'd be like, what the fuck? What does that matter?
I don't know why Paul Bettany was brought up.
It was just, first of all, didn't know that about the dude who plays Vision. But like he can do him.
I love that. Johnny Depp's, so you know Paul Bettany? Yeah. It's like, so you've done cocaine with Paul Bettany? He's like, yeah. What do you mean? Of course I did. I'm Johnny Depp.
But like, well, no, he was more like, it wasn't so much like, fuck yeah. It was more like, why?
Right.
Why do you care?
Right. What did they do together? Did they work on a movie together?
They might just be buds who like the same drugs.
No, yeah, they might just be drug buds.
Nice rhyme. Save that for later.
For a song or something.
Yeah. But, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just tired still. But I just, and even the documentary was just kind of like, and then that tapered off. There was, I don't know why that was brought up. And then they showed a bunch of like B-roll of Paul Bettany, like just
as Vision. They just showed clips from
no, not him. Just like going to premieres or some shit. Just being a dude, and it was just bizarre. And if I was Paul Bettany, based off of what I saw in the documentary, assuming that kind of went nowhere, I can't even remember the point that they were trying to get to.
They were that's the thing with those people. They were just like, let's make the jury like. I genuinely think that Amber Heard's lawyers were like, let's pray that the jury hates drug use.
yeah.
And they are gonna victimize him solely based on that, because I'll be honest, team, this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm gonna bring it up anyways.
Yeah, well,
we got Drug Buds featuring Johnny Depp and Paul Bettany, directed by Seth
Oh
Rogen,
God,
coming next summer. That is who would direct that. But
yeah,
as
it
soon
is.
as you said directed by Seth Rogen, you made it a movie I don't want to watch. I'm sure the Ninja Turtles is good. Haven't seen it yet.
Seth Rogen, I always get him confused with Joe Rogan, who's just another level of nonsense.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, pretty decent director. He directed The Room spoof.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He makes some quality shit.
It's when I
Sausage Party. You're upset about Sausage Party. We're all upset about Sausage Party.
No, listen. I know. We're all upset about Sausage Party. I think when I say I don't like Seth Rogen, I have to remember that he's a director and an actor. And what I don't like is when he's on screen being directed by someone else, and when he's behind the camera, I usually like, because I really did like the Disaster Artist, and I really liked. Did you ever watch An American Pickle?
No.
It's directed by him and starring him twice.
Oh, cool.
It's really hard to find because it's one of the movies that HBO culled when they were like ripping shit off of their thing. So you might actually have to like go buy a Blu-ray to watch it. I'm not sure.
Oh, I can just call Netflix.
I watched. Have Netflix send you a Blu. No, but I watched it on a plane, and it's like short. It was only like an hour and 12 minutes or something like that. It was really good.
Cool.
He old Jewish dude who lives in like the 18 whatevers.
Mm.
He falls into pickle brine the second that a pickle brine shop like goes out of business and the building gets torn down, and the brine and the pickle preserves him for 100 years, and then he wakes up in the modern era and he finds his only living relative, who's also played by Seth Rogen.
I'll check it out.
He
He drowned. He would drown.
Nah, dude, the brine.
Okay.
That's the only funny part of the movie. The rest of it's a pretty, like, it's kind of funny.
Okay.
It's Seth Rogen, but it's like, that's not the point. I don't know. It was just,
I'll check it out.
It's called An American Pickle. Sorry, that we got.
We got 11 minutes left.
Cool. I have navigated to goop.com.
Oh, okay. Do we want to do that or the Twilight thing?
Oh, I didn't prepare the Twilight thing.
Okay, that's fine.
I was thinking about that last night at 4 a.m. as I was trying to fall asleep.
Do we want to make a video game? I love making fucking video games. I know it's not the right podcast.
I think I'm too tired
to
make a video game. That's kind of why I did Goop, because I can just... So, I've navigated to the featured shop section of Goop. Goop.com. Sorry, I'm distracted because her face is just like, I'm Pepper Potts and you're not. There's 4 categories. It's Gwyneth's Picks, New Beauty Obsessions, G Label by Goop. Probably not that one because it's just close. And then the Pleasure Shop. So which one do you want?
Well, you know which one.
Okay.
Honestly, we might just do one depending on how long
I was
this
literally
goes.
about to say we're just going to do one. Okay, well, that's a bra and panties. That's not... I don't know if that goes in the pleasure shop. That's just things people need to wear. Oh man, it's a lot of dildos. What is this? What is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's a good sign for this podcast. That's a good sign.
What the fuck? I can't. Okay, I'm clicking on it because I'm. It's one of those things where I'm like, I know all those words, but based on those words, I can't tell what this does or if it has. Oh no, it has actual fish in it. Okay.
Okay.
This is white sturgeon caviar gift set.
Okay.
It would appear based on the pictures that it's 50 grams, grams, right? It's 50 grams of caviar is what we're purchasing.
Okay.
It comes in this, hang on, let me obfuscate they changed it. They put the name of the thing and the price at the bottom. It used to be name of the thing, product, and then price. I'm the only person on the planet who would notice something like that. Oh, the price is on screen the whole time.
Oh, no.
Because they have a little, like...
Because she knows that we play this game.
They changed it so whenever you're high up on the... Whenever the price isn't on screen, it's like a little drop down. Well, that's no good. Get that off the screen. I need to show the people the... Okay, well, I guess I can... Hold on. What I'll do is I'll take a screenshot. Oh, I'm in incognito mode, so I can't do that. Well, I guess I'll just block the whole all of it just to make sure I block it all.
It's a box.
It's a box, and I believe it has fish eggs in it.
You guys specifically pissed off Gwyneth. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's what other goal does this podcast have?
I mean, yeah, hey, gang, mission accomplished.
Yeah, we've done it. Shut it down.
So, this is a roe caviar, white sturgeon caviar gift set. I almost just said the price. I forgot how it works. No preservatives, no additives, no funny business.
Oh.
Right away, I have an issue. Those first 2 things are real. No funny business. That makes you feel like there's some funny business.
Well, there's funny business in other products, not this one.
Funny business on literally every other. Oh, that's what that implies, right? Listen, this isn't the bullshit you'll get in the other bullshit products on this website. No preservatives, no additives, no funny business. Roe, which is capitalized, so that must be the company.
No. That roe is type of caviar, I believe.
Right. No, but sorry, it's. All 3 letters are capitalized.
Oh.
So I think it might be the name of a caviar.
Okay.
Rose, so capital R, capital O, capital E, apostrophe S. White sturgeon caviar is substantially farmed in California using just a smidge of salt to keep the rich, exceptional flavor intact. We love that everything you could need, save for the ice and... There's a new word. Blinis, B-L-I-N-I-S, blindness. I'm not sure what that is or what it does. We love that everything you could need, save for the ice and blinis, is right there in the beautifully packaged box. Oh, and the mother of pearl spoon even doubles as a lovely salt spoon, 50 grams, made in the USA. So I guess the Blinnis...
We're not
okay,
rich enough
so-
to know what Blinnis is.
Well, I have a picture of it, I believe, because there's 3 things. I'm going to show it and then talk about it because that's how microphones work.
Okay.
So I believe that this thing is the spoon, and that's got the row in it. I know that because of that picture. So that's got to be the Blinnis, or the Blinnis, or the Blinné.
Probably that last one.
Probably that last one. I'm not sure what it does to the caviar. I don't care enough to Google it. Oh, we have an ingredients section. That's usually not a thing on this. Oh, great. Good. Ingredients. Sturgeon caviar. Salt. Thanks, Gwyneth. I could have figured that one out. Ready to ship in 2 to 3 business days. This one has the bold red disclaimer of item is final sale and non-returnable, probably because it's fish eggs.
Yeah.
So, before we get to the price, I feel like this even being here is like a tacit acknowledgement of the fact that this website is for rich people who have
Oh,
don't give a shit money.
absolutely.
Like I feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like Gwen is then stop like fucking get your show off Netflix. Like I don't need to know about your if this is for the elite of Hollywood and healthcare. Like I don't give a shit. Get your fucking trailers off of YouTube. Like just get out of my space.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason we do this is because like we just keep hearing about these crazy things, and we watch a YouTube video about the egg, and we hear a story about the vampire repellent. If we're leaning into it with this caviar set, and it's like you're not gonna buy this. This is for rich assholes who have fuck you money. Then I don't get. Why am I hearing about it? I don't know.
No. I hear you.
It was just a little like. I clicked on it because I was like, "She's not really selling fish, right?" And as I read it, I was like, "This is bullshit."
I've got my price. So the way this game works,
go
for anybody who doesn't know, Anthony didn't tell us the price. I'm gonna guess a price. Y'all are gonna guess a price. Whoever gets closest wins.
We use not Price is Right rules, so whoever gets closest wins.
I'm gonna say 300. No, you know what? The mother of pearl spoon is throwing it off for me. $800.
Yeah, there was a few buzzwords. The spoon is made out of mother of pearl. It was made in the USA, which is not typical for Goop products. Usually it's like imported from this one dude who makes this one type of spoon in the butthole of Italy.
That's typically the country they use. We're gonna wait like 30 seconds. Anybody wants to throw a price in there? Throw a price in there.
What was your price again? Just to remind
$800. We got $450.
$450. You said $800.
I said $800.
Okay. So we got an 800 from Mincier Lightning, and we got what is it from?
450 from Langwell.
450 from Drizzle.
Drizzle of this channel.
Of Drizzle and Tsunami fame, right? Drizzle, yeah. So.
All right, here we go. Any last bids?
I know nothing about caviar and how much it should cost, but I regret to inform you that Mason is the winner because this box of caviar is reasonably priced, I assume, at $185.
All right. I'll take that.
Unless I can find something like super... Also, this was in Pleasure Shop, by the way.
Yeah, that's weird.
Everything else is a salve or a panty or a dildo, and it's just like a box of fish. So, yeah. Oh, there's a whip.
Oh.
For sexual stuff. Oh, there's the Perfect Night Sleep Intensive Skin Treatment Candle. We've gone over that before. You're supposed to melt a candle and then pour it on your... Pour the melted wax on yourself because you're a freak. You're a rich freak. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything super crazy. I think we're done.
Cool.
Gemstone heat therapy, Matt. We did that as well.
When you said dildos and then actual fish, I was expecting worse, says Langwell. We got to run, though.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.